Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm WildSparrow and it's time to finally, after procrastinating quite a lot, do the UFC 20th anniversary video. Now if you don't know, this is my longest save ever. I don't think this is the record. I believe someone else has the record for the longest TW save ever. Though this is my personal best, I will be leaving the link in the description for the download of this save. Like I had it for the 15th anniversary. I'm gonna leave it for this update of the save for the 20th anniversary, so everybody can see what has happened in the save, how it has happened, who has been in the UFC, who hasn't, who has been champion and who hasn't. So before we get into anything else, let's check out our champions in 2017. Now this is the longest reigning champion in UFC history. Of any championship, this is the longest reigning champion. He has been champion for nearly 4 years. AJ Styles won the championship in February 2014 for his fifth reign with the title, dethroned Nakamura's reign as the longest reigning cruiserweight champion. And at the time, he was neck and neck with CM Punk, who was champion for a long time as well. We'll get to him in a little bit. But yeah, he's been champion for 4 years. And honestly, I just wanted to have a really long title reign. I just wanted to do that because I like long title reigns. It might not seem that way right here. It might not seem that way, but I do. The heavyweight champion is Samoa Joe. Since August 2017, he has been champion. He's on his second reign with the title. When was his first one, actually? May 2014. So he won the championship for the first time 4 years ago. That's interesting. The Intercontinental Champion, Tamasa Champa, who has been champion since May 2017 on his first reign. I've been trying to push him, though he's not really getting popularity as quickly as I had hoped. Hopefully that changes soon. The tag team champions on their fourth reign, Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks. When was their last reign, actually? Nope, that ain't it. Hold on, I'll find it. Here we go. 2014 as well, just like Samoa Joe. All right. We've had a lot of champions since our 5th anniversary, as you can probably tell. 5th anniversary was 2012. I believe these guys were champions then, maybe? No, these guys were. I believe these guys were the champions in the 15th anniversary save. Our trios champions. I don't think these existed back then. Yeah, they didn't. They were added after that. I use this as like a way to get people to have a championship and build popularity off of one member of the trio. So like I'll have two less popular members and one more popular. In this case, Tyler is the more popular one, and Ricochet and Wild Nation are basically feeding off of his popularity. They've been champions since July. Oh, that's interesting. I believe Tyler has been champion before, but Ricochet and Wild Nation have not. Yeah, exactly. Our women's champion is Evie, who is on her second reign. Her first reign was last year as well. She won the title, immediately lost it to Cherry Bomb, and then 2 months later won it back from Cherry Bomb. Not sure why that happened, but if she's champion now and was champion at this point, I probably meant to keep her as champion, and this was a mistake. I think. Though Cherry Bomb is a very popular member of the roster and is a former women's tag team champion, this was her first reign with the title, the singles title. And our current women's tag team champions, we've had these titles for a long time, for 4 years. So you guys didn't get them in the 15th anniversary save if you downloaded that. Tennille Taylor and Kana, Emma and Asuka. Asuka has been champion before, as has Tennille Taylor. Kana is on her third reign, I think, or second reign. Actually, let me check. She's on her fourth. Oh wow. Oh, I forgot she was champion with Yoshirai as well. Yeah, that's right. All right. Yeah. And Tennille is on her second one. Yeah. Third. I cannot catch a break. All with different partners. Her championship reigns. And now we move past the world title into the Money in the Bank. In December 2017, we held Money in the Bank, and Juice Robinson became the 20th holder of the Money in the Bank briefcase. And he gets the challenge for the UFC world title at any given point throughout the year of 2018. And our women's Money in the Bank title, Mercedes KV, Sasha Banks, won. She was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sixth. Am I counting right? Yeah, our sixth Money in the Bank winner. I retired it in 2017 because my women's division wasn't deep enough to support it back then, and I brought it back in 2014 once I had enough women to have the women's title, the women's tag team championships, and the Money in the Bank for the women as viable options. Now, as we look over our roster, we're gonna go from bottom to top. So we're gonna go Enhancement Talent, and we have Jack Evans and Johnny Cashmere on our roster. Our openers are Big E, Cedric Alexander, Joel Murphy, Kazuki Hashimoto. This is a regen. And Taylor Rotunda, Bo Dallas. Our lower mid carders, we have Austin Creed, Bray Windham, because I don't like Windham Rotunda. Harry Smith, Matthias Wild, Nero. If you remember, this name was given during a live stream of this because I had two Jolano Eyes. So one was Nero and the other one was Caesar, and the other one was a pain in the ass, so I fired him. In TJP, our mid-carders, Chris Hero, Daichi Hashimoto, El Generico, John Moxley, Kenny Omega, Pac, Prince Devitt, Ricochet, Tamasa Champa, Uwa Nation, and Zack Sabre Jr., who I saw live last month. I will never not mention that. Our upper mid-carders, Adam Cole, the Panama City Playboy, Brian Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, Cody Rhodes, Juice Robinson, Kevin Steen, Kota Ibushi, Nick Jackson, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Tyler Black. And finally, as our main eventers, we have AJ Styles, Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, Drew Galloway, Johnny Gargano, Kazuchika Okada, Matt Jackson, and Samoa Joe. As for our women's roster, we have April Jeanette, AJ Lee, if you remember, Becky Knox, Cherry Bomb, Evie, Io Shirai, Jessica Havoc, Kana, Kimberly, Mayu Iwatani, Melissa, cheerleader Melissa, Mercedes KV, Natty Neidhart, Danielle Taylor, Trinity McRae, and Veda Scott. I just remembered that I forgot to show you guys the World Championship. And as you can see, CM Punk also had a long reign since 2014 all the way to November 2016, at which point he lost it to Kazuchika Okada, Okada's second reign. Okada then dropped it to Lesnar, who held it for 2 months before dropping it to Gargano in May, and he has held it ever since, putting in very good defenses. Since he won it. Now, I want to show you guys the end of the year awards. This is John Hennigan, who was part of the UFC. Now he's in our developmental, and he was a part of our UFC 20th anniversary show, which I will show you before the end of the episode. Our company of the year was us, obviously, the fourth time winning this. What years did we win? Not what I meant. How do I check that? How do I... There must be a way to check that, right? Oh, I'm stupid. Company of the year was UFC last year, the year before, 2014 and 2013. So 2015 was an anomaly. As for team of the year was Issei Sugiura and Takeshi Morishima. Match of the year, Johnny Gargano versus CM Punk at UFC 238. Show of the year was UFC 230 in January. Young Wrestler of the Year was Pascal Thomas, who is in our developmental, so another award for us. Don Fuji wins Veteran of the Year for the third time. He's 46 years old. Io Shirai, our own Io Shirai, wins Female Wrestler of the Year. Our developmental wins Most Improved Company of the Year. I'm counting that as an award for us as well. Fantasma wins Independent Wrestler of the Year. He's pretty good. He's 47. Kind of weird that he didn't win Veteran Wrestler of the Year. Let me guess. Yep. Okay, I got it. Manager of the Year, Rick Martel. Announcer of the Year, Eric Aldana. Luna Vachon has won cooler color commentator of the year, and referee of the year is the German Todd Thurman. All right, fair enough, fair enough. All right, let's show you guys the UFC 20th anniversary special. If you guys follow me on Twitter, you would know that we posted the card over on Twitter. I do sometimes update the info on this save over on Twitter. I don't do videos on it regularly. So here we have the pre-show and a rematch from UFC 1. The very first match on UFC 1 was the Haas brothers versus the Hardy Boys versus Ekmo and Kimo Fatu. Now Kimo is retired since then. So we had Haas brothers versus the Hardy Boys versus Ekmo Fatu and Nero, a relative of Kimo. Now, I just want to check for curiosity who won that match, and it was the Haas brothers. Interestingly enough, a repeat of the result. Haas brothers win yet again, years later. All right. Then we had a standard 5v5 new gen versus old gen. We had Kenny Omega, Pac, Matthias Wild, Austin Creed, and Zack Sabre Jr. versus Shannon Moore, PJ Black, Shane Helms, Jamie Noble, and I believe it was Johnny Cashmere. I believe that was the match. Then we had the women's Money in the Bank, who we had to move this to the pre-show because of time constraints. So Mercedes gave you won the women's Money in the Bank. Juice Robinson then won the men's Money in the Bank. All the titles were defended against past legends, and obviously the legends couldn't win the titles because we're not going to bring them back. So we had Aja Kong, Beth Phoenix, Manami Toyota, James Storm and Doug Williams, Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, Christopher Daniels, The Rock, Eddie Guerrero, and John Morrison come back to fight for championships that they are eligible for. Originally, the plan was Samoa Joe versus John Morrison and The Rock versus Johnny Gargano, but Morrison somehow in our developmental got more popular than The Rock, who is still a wrestler. So we had to switch those around just so the more popular one got the better chance. Other than that, I have new rivals. So if you do download the save, be aware there's no WWE, there's no WCW. I bought my own competition. But last year, a new company rose in America, and there are my competition here, home in the USA. They're Disney Wrestling Entertainment, DWE. Their style is Disney family friendly, obviously. They have the Big Show, Sandman, Jilly. They have a solid roster. Honestly, they have a very solid roster, very good roster from what I see. A lot of these are people that I didn't want, so they have my sloppy seconds. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Information on this. Information-wise, I can also show you my Hall of Fame. I have Adam Copeland, Bill Goldberg, Bret Hart, Chris Jericho, Doug Williams, Eddie Guerrero, The Hart Foundation, Jim Ross, and Joey Styles, who are leading announcers since the foundation of the company, I believe. Jushin Liger, who was in the first ever show, Kevin Nash, Kurt Angle, Owen Hart, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Steve Williams, and William Regal. Now, we're going to cycle through our eligible candidates for the Hall of Fame, and we're going to induct one right now, live on the video just to end it. So we're going to continue with the check. We're not going to induct ourselves. Charlie Haas is eligible, as is Russ, and they as a team. Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys, CM Punk, Christian Cage, the Suicide Blondes, Chris Hero, Kana, The Rock, Bryan Danielson, Drew Galloway, the Chosen Dragon, CM Punk and Chris Jericho as a team, Nakamura, AJ Styles, Brock Lesnar, Prince Devitt, Castagnoli, Tyler Black, the Kings of Wrestling, the Young Bucks, Zack Sabre Jr., Kazuchika Okada, Samoa Joe, Johnny Gargano, and no more. So we're going to induct the team of the Haas brothers. So we're gonna induct. Oops, at tag team. There you go. I got it. Hold on, I'll get it. Charlie Haas and Russ Haas. Here we go. We're gonna induct them as a team right now, because they were the first ever match on UFC, and as such, they deserve that recognition, that respect, and they are officially the 2018 inductees in into the Hall of Fame. This team has already. When? Where? They have not. Oh, here they are. Here we go. Inducted January 2018. They were 9 times UFC Tag Team Champions. They also held singles titles. Not Charlie. Charlie won the BCW Heavyweight Championship. That doesn't matter. I believe Russ. There you go. The Intercontinental Championship was won by Russ. Russ actually once left the company to go to Stampede. This was back in 2010. Oh wow, he actually suffered from leaving the company. So like in 2010, he didn't even show up in the Power 500. He then reemerged in the company in when? I don't remember when he reemerged in the company, but he was in Stampede. He held their Intercontinental Championship. He held their big gold belt, and I do believe that I bought Stampede as well. Retire. Let me check. SW. Here we go. Yeah. So I have 2 former big gold championship winners, as you can see. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Our 20th anniversary of the UFC save is done. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys download it, check it out for yourselves, play along, see what you can do. If you see someone that I didn't push that you would like for me to push, go right ahead. Check out the developmental. I mostly stockpile people here. Honestly, these are like stockpiles. So the my rivals don't get them, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoyed the save if you do download it. If you got any questions, don't be shy. Feel free to ask them in the comments below, or tweet them at me at WildSparrowYT, and I will see you in whatever I upload next.